Hello.
Tell me more about this essence.
Well, I know very little, but the basics are simple. There are four essences: Ka, Fei, Eloi, Ganda. Each is linked with...
Can you give me some info on Croax?
He has been the leader of Feyran's forces ever since Feyran began to rule Adelpha. I hear he spends many moons out at the Temple Fey praying to the Yad Fey, but most see him other places reverting Talon for Feyran.
How did he and Feyran meet?
When Feyran was seen arguing with the prophet Khazar, Croax approached him and the two decided they would rule Adelpha.
Can you tell me about Feyran?
There is little else I can tell you, Ulukai. I wish there was more I could do. Shabazz Maze might be of more help. He is older than I. He is usually found at the Temple Eloi, to the far north of the Temple Fey.
Tell me about these Yads.
The Yods are the creators of all essence, Ulukai. They control all of our lives and our destinies. We have built 4 temples to the north to honor each of these Yods.
Can you tell me anything about where the Mon is?
The Shabazz before me did, but I was not told of the secret of the Mon before Croax reverted him for helping the Guardians. Narn believes he knows, and Zalinas tells a good story about where he thinks it is.
So you don't know where Narn is?
Have you spoke with Ilot yet? He could be the best Talon to ask. I wish I knew, but I have not seen Narn since his last visit. His brother Ilot is in the rice fields to the far north of the village.
Lexicon accessed.
What is a Hazades?
Think of the Hazides like the essence of a Talon, which rises once they are reverted, then travels to the person or place it needed to see to finish its destiny.
Lexicon accessed.
What can you tell me about the Temple Fey?
The Temple Fey used to be the same as the other 3 Essence temples to the north of it, but when Feyran began to rule, he said that it needed to reflect his power.
So he rebuilt it?
Yes, it is now larger than the other temples. Croax has 2 Daoka inside the temple. They lead to soldier camps in the regions of Okasankar and Motazar. I would not enter those until you know it is safe, Ulukai. Soldiers are always on the other side.
Thanks for the advice.
Croax is usually seen at the Temple Fey, giving instructions to his soldiers. If the man is hidden there, it will not be easy to get. Talk to Zalinas. He is usually here in the village.
Notepad accessed.
How do all Talon feel about me?
There is no real way of saying if they think you are doing well or not.
Key detected.
Come here a second, would you? Hello there.
Greetings, Ululu. How are you this moon?
That's Ulukai, isn't it?
That is what I said, no?
Okay.
Mar knows what he says. Mar is leader of all Shamatzar.
Lexicon accessed.
What can you tell me about the risks around here?
All the risk goes to the soldiers. We keep a little for ourselves. But friend Croak says too much risk makes workers slow.
Guess that doesn't apply to soldiers, huh?
What?
Forget it.
If soldiers not get risk every moon from us, friend Croaks would be very mad, and soldiers would become weaker. I cannot let that happen. We need soldiers to protect us.
From what?
From something I do not know.
Is there anything useful you can tell me about the soldiers?
They guard us from something.
What?
I do not know. But whatever it is, they need a lot of risk to do it. Times that they do not get risk, they become very weak.
Mar, is there any way I could convince you to stop your risk production?
What you ask for would make Frank Roax very upset. I do not think that is a smart thing for Mar to do.
Why don't you ask the other Talon?
I think for everyone to agree, Mar would have to know that all Talon like very much you, Yululu. And I also think that there must not be many soldiers left in Shamatzar to be upset with Mar.
Do you think it's okay now to ask them?
I do, but many speak of their wish to see the
Warning.
Essence Stone
Low-level
back in its
energy
place
source
again.
Notepad accessed.
Have you any idea what kind of food resources Feyron has overall?
Soldiers are strong. I do not like them strong.
What about the soldiers' weapons?
Weapons of soldiers, really strong.
What about the soldiers' morale?
What is morale?
We're trying to find Zio.
He is at the Well of Essence. Look to the far northeast of the Temple Fae.
Unstable organic energy detected. Stable organic and warning. Low-level energy source detected.
Excuse me, pal. Hello.
Oh, the yards smile on me. You are the Ulukai, no?
Yeah, that's me. Good old Ulukai.
I cannot wait to tell my friends that I meet you today. What can Zelenas do for you this wonderful moon?
What can you tell me about the Temple Fae?
Oh my, yes, that is right. You are correct to look there, Ulukai.
Look there?
For your mon, silly. It is there, or at least I think it is, at the top of the temple inside the Great Flame itself.
You've seen it?
Well, I think so. When I was a young Talon, I tried to free the Ventilopes from the Ventilope camp on the other side of the barrier to the north of the Temple Fae. I was releasing one when it began to fly away and picked me up in its claws by mistake.
By mistake?
Oh, yes. I am sure it did not mean to do it. Ventilopes are such nice creatures. Anyway, as I was flying over the Temple Fae, I got a good look at the flame, and I was admiring how pretty it looked when I saw a black box in the center of it.
And you think that's where the Mon is?
Well, it is a great place to hide it if you did not want someone to find it easy.
Out of curiosity, what did this nice Ventilope do to end your flight?
I am sure it did not mean to hurt me.
It dropped you, didn't it?
It is such a simple creature. They would never harm a Talon in their life if soldiers did not train them to do so.
Lexicon. Access.
What are those creatures in the pens?
Creatures? Oh no, silly Ulukai. They are called Twanha. They are my best friends in all of Adelpha.
Lexicon. Access.
What can you tell me about these Tonkas?
You have no idea of how peaceful and wonderful the Twanha truly are. They have a family just like ours, with a mother and a father. The parents are so protective of the young that they are never seen until they are full grown.
That's pretty protective.
Yes, they are such a great animal. Unfortunately, Feiran feels otherwise.
Why is that?
You see these pens around the village? They were built by him to contain and tame the wild Twanha of Shamazar. He now makes them work just as hard as the rest of the Talon here. I try to give them all the care I can, but every moon I see their spirit drop lower and lower.
It's that bad for them?
How would you like it if you had to carry Riss all moon long? I do not think you would like that life at all, Ulukai.
How do I ride one of these Twanha?
Oh, I do not approve of any Talon riding, my friends. It seems so wrong, do you not think?
I really don't know, Zelenus. I never gave it much thought.
I do all the time, seeing them work so hard, bringing them back when they look half dead from exhaustion. It makes me upset.
Well, let's imagine that I would be nice to it.
Oh, I trust you, Ulukai. I know that you would be kind to them. To ride one of my friends, you would simply show it its gi, approach them from the left side, and it will let you get on.
And that's it?
Yes, they are not like us. They trust so completely.
So when I'm not riding it, what do I have to do?
They will usually find a spot to eat or drink from. If you do not see it for a long time, you have only to come back to the village. They usually return to my loving arms.
Nice image. Yikes.
Oh yes, Ulukai, you must promise to feed them hottie. If you ever find them, they simply love those. I have seen a poor Twanha being chased by a Gamor once. It saw a hottie and stopped to eat it.
It just stopped?
Yes, poor thing. I guess it was really hungry to have forgotten about that Gamor.
Either that or extremely dumb.
I am sorry, Ulukai.
Never mind. Anything else?
Oh yes, Twanhas do not like to get into water.
Tell me more about this gi.
As you wish, Ulukai. What would you like to know?
What is it exactly?
The gi is a piece of cloth that is dipped in its mother's sweat.
You mean to tell me it's a sweat sock?
I do not know that term, Ulukai. When a Twanha smells its odor, it becomes as tame as a small child with its parent.
I don't know any children who were tame around their parents. I sure wasn't.
Well, that is what makes the Twanha such a grand creation of the yards. Its simplicity.
And I sure wouldn't have behaved if you'd shoved my dad's gym socks under my nose. Yeesh. Say, Zelinus, how much for one of your Twanha?
You want to bring a Twanha into your life? How nice!
Yeah, ain't I a softy? How much?
Will you care for it as one of your family?
Sure thing. How much?
And sing to it when it is tired?
Yeah, now how much?
And give it a bath when it needs one?
You need a date, Zelinus. Really, man.
I do not understand, Ulukai.
Never mind. Zelinus, how much?
I will let one of my friends go with you for not many Zorkins.
No, that's too much.
Metal detected. Stable organic energy detected. F-link located. Warning. Low-level energy source detected.
Pardon me, buddy.
Mar, is there any way I could convince you to stop your wrist production?
No, I do not think other Taran will follow their great leader Mar on this.
Why?
They all speak quietly of wanting to see the Essence Stone returned. I have never seen stone either. Mar wants to see pretty stone.
Notepad accessed. Warning. Mid-level energy source detected. Medical supplies located. Detected.
Can I see you for a second?
Have you seen Narn?
No, Ulukai, but all Talan now look for him.
Notepad accessed.
Excuse me, pal.
How's it going?
You are making my moon a great one with your presence, Ulukai. I will tell all my children of this.
Whoa, down boy. I'm curious as to what you're doing here.
I am counting risks to see how much we are making for Croax. But, and do not say this to any other Taran, I am really a Dolotai guardian. Zukrim wants to know how much risk Ferrar is getting for his forces.
Tell me a bit more about the risks.
All of the risk that you see here is taken by a caravan to the city of Okriana. There, it is divided up and sent to the other soldiers around Adelpha. All who are not soldiers very rarely get this wrist to eat.
Doesn't sound like a good deal for the others.
No, it is not, Urukai. But when we Guardians can, we try to slow down the shipments or production of wrist to weaken the soldiers. We have had a hard time doing this.
Why?
Croax put in place a very stupid but loyal leader by the name of Mar. Mar reports any Talon who works slow or sounds like they're going to try and hurt Croax. He is dumb, but he does his job very well.
Can't you do something about Mar?
Like what, Ulukai?
Well, silence him somehow?
One of the Shamas here is trying to gain Mar's trust. So many soldiers beat Mar when he was a worker that when Croax began to treat him nice, he took to him quickly. I think Croax set it up to get Mar's loyalty.
I've heard of that tactic before.
We need to get Mar on our side. He may be the dumbest Talon I have ever met, but all others here fear him more than anything. All Mar has to do is mention one bad thing about a Talon to Croax, and that Talon is never seen again.
He's just one Talon. If he's all that's stopping you, why not take more drastic measures?
All Talon believe that violence is not a tool, Ulukai, and all feel Mar is not at fault, so none want him harmed. We just need someone to convince him to help us hurt the soldiers by slowing down our wrist shipments. Someone like you, maybe.
I knew that was coming.
Pardon me, buddy.
Hey there.
Hello, Ulukai. I am Zolas. It is a good moon when I get to meet you.
Thanks.
In your travel here, did you see a crazy Talon who had an animal following him, coming this way?
I don't think so, no.
Zort! 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 Sorry, Ulukai, but that Zarinas is going to get me in trouble.
What's happening with Zelinus?
I hate to bother you with this, Ulukai, but the crazy Talon was supposed to deliver a Twanha to me with bags of wrists on its back. He is late.
What's wrong with that?
If Croax's soldiers see that I am not on time, I could be reverted. Too many times I have been late because of Salinas trying to save his Twanhas from working. Never does he care about my essence.
When I see Zelinus, I'll tell him to hurry it up for you.
Thank you very much, Ulukai. He is usually around in the village taking care of his Twanha.
Notepad accessed.
Can you tell me more about Riss?
I would be happy to, Ulukai. We grow rice in the fields around Shamazar. Once the fields used to feed all of Adelpha, but now Croax takes all we make just to keep his soldiers strong.
And you don't get any?
We get enough to survive and work, Urukai. Many of us work hard because we are scared of being reverted if we do not. We would like nothing more than to stop working and watch Croax's soldiers get weaker from hunger.
What can you tell me about the soldiers here?
I can tell you everything I know, Urukai. They are all based out of the Temple Fae. This is not only their temple to the Yod Fae, but the place they all arrive from. There are 2 Daokas in the middle of the temple, but both Daokas lead to other soldier camps in 2 other regions.
Anything else?
When fighting with them, you might want to watch them. Sometimes, the soldiers at a camp will have a meeting. It would be your best time to catch many of them in one place, Ulukai.